Okay, girls, polygons is our new exercise. It's exercise 7C in the textbook. And what we'll be looking at is some special rules about the sum of the interior angles and the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. Polygon is just a shape with many straight sides, okay? My first one is obviously a, what shape's that? Triangle. It doesn't matter if it's a regular equilateral one or not. I'm going to make it an equilateral one. So what would be the angles in each corner? So 60. So therefore, my first polygon is a triangle, equilateral triangle. It's got three sides. What are the sum of the interior angles? 180. And now, sum of exterior angles. To do exterior angles, I just continue each side. Because I'm going that way, it's like you've got a wind. Pretend you know those little spinny things that you can buy at the Easter show and you blow them? And so if that's going that way, do I do the next one going this way or down? If I want this sort of to spin. Would I go across like that or would I go down? Down. Yeah, I'd go down. So 120. And then I'd go across here 120. So they're my exterior angles. Okay, so once you decide which way you want to go, you've got to then just keep going around that same way, all right? So 120, 120, 120 are my exterior angles. You know how we've had exterior angle of triangle before? To find the exterior angle, all you do is continue a side. And if that's 60, why is that other one 120 on the outside? Because the interior and the exterior angle add up to 180 because it's a straight, yes, supplementary or straight line. So I've got three exterior angles there, and what do they add up to? 120 times 3. My exterior angles add up to 360. So with this particular polygon, which happens to be a triangle, an equilateral one because it's nice and easy, it's got three sides, and the interior angles add up to 180 and the exterior angles, and I have to do all of them. It's got three exterior angles, they add up to 360. The next polygon I'm going to do is a square. I'm just going to do regular shapes because it's easier. So I'm going to do a square. That's a four-sided shape, but we know that any four-sided shape has how many? Well, it's got four sides, obviously. What about the sum of the interior angles? Yeah, 360. We know that because it's, well, we know it's a quadrilateral, but yeah, it's 90, 90, 90, 90. But any quadrilateral doesn't have to be a square or a rectangle, has got 360 degrees. Now, why is it 360? How many triangles can you form with a square or a rectangle? How many triangles? No, 1, 2. And each triangle's angles add up to 180. So if I go dot, 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 they all add up to 180. Do you see that? And these ones, cross, 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 they all add up to 180. That's why the whole thing adds up to 360. Okay? So, or you've got 90, 90, 90, 90, but we know, look, you'll explain why I'm doing that in a minute. Because you can break a quadrilateral up into two triangles, the sum of its angles, interior angles, is two lots of triangles, which is 360. Now, you're probably thinking, why is she doing that? You'll see why I'm doing it in a minute, all right? Now, tell me about the exterior angles. If I just, what do you think each of those, and I've got to do them all the same way round. What's each exterior angle here? Well, if I've got a square, what are all the exterior angles are what? 90. So what's the sum of those four exterior angles? So 90 times 4 in this particular case is 360. Okay? Now I'm doing all regular shapes. Regular polygons mean polygons and they've got exactly the same size angles and the same size sides. Okay? The next one is a five-sided shape, which is called a, good, it's a pentagon. Look, I know that's not the best looking regular pentagon, but all the sides are supposed to be the same, even though they don't look it on mine. And we're supposed to work out how many degrees are in that pentagon. Now, because you don't know the formula yet, I'm going to break it up into triangles. Now, how many triangles can you form in a pentagon? 1, 2, 3. And if I put dots in all those corners, see, those 3 dots add up to 180. These 3 add up to 180, and so do they. So therefore, so it's got 5 sides. The interior angles are 3 lots of 180, because if I look at all the dots that I've just put, they form all the angles. Does that? See, look, girls, that's an angle. These 2 dots make an angle. Those 2 dots make an angle. That dot makes an angle, and these 3 dots here make an angle. Now, I know that dot, 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 they add up to 180. These dots add up to 180, and so do the others. So therefore, the sum of the interior angles is 3 lots of 180, which is 540 degrees. Now, if all the angles here add up to 540 degrees, and it's a regular pentagon, so I'm going to go regular, it's a regular polygon, what would be the size of each angle? Do you know? What would be the size of one angle? I'll just pause. Because I drew all over this and you can't see it very well. So 5-sided shape, all the interior angles add up to 540. The thing is, we're trying to work out what the exterior angles are. So what I've done, I've redrawn it because there were too many lines everywhere. I've done my exterior angles all going in the same direction, so I can spin it. So if the 5 angles add up to 540, one angle, so those 5 angles in the corners add up to 540. One angle is 540 divided by 5, which is 108. So girls, if the inside interior angles are 108, what's the exterior angle here? 72, because 108 plus 72 makes 180. 72, 72. So tell me what the exterior, this is all pentagon here, this whole thing. So what do the exterior angles add up to? 72 times 5, which is? Was 70 times 5. 350, and 2 times 5, 10. 72 times 5. Can you see a bit of a pattern? What do the exterior angles always add up to? 360. So far, we're going to do one more shape. So we've done a triangle, 3 sides, interior angles add up to 180. We've done a square, 4-sided shape, inside angles add up to 360, exterior angles add up to 360. 5-sided shape, interior angles add up to 540, exterior angles add up to 360. I'm now going to have a guess what you think the exterior angles for the next one. What's my next shape?
Hexagon.
Hexagon.
There are
6 sides.
4 triangles that
Yep.
are in the hexagon.
Good. How many triangles? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, how many sides? 6 sides.
And 720 is...
The interior angles are 4 times 180, which is 720. What's the size
120.
of one angle?
120 degrees.
It's 720. So, if the 6 angles, the sum of all the interior angles is 720. Because you can get 4 triangles in there. Do you get it? Size of one angle is 720 divided by 6, which is 120 degrees. So I'll just draw it again. So that means, all right, the drawings aren't the best. That's 120, 120, 120, 120, 120, 120. So what about the exterior angles? What are they? Yep, 60, 60, 60, 60. So girls, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So the interior angle sum is 4 times 180, 720. Size of one angle is 120. So therefore the exterior angles are 60. What's the sum of the exterior angles? 60 times 6 is 360. So girls, I could do heaps more shapes for any polygon, and we're going to write some notes in a minute. The sum of the exterior angles is 360. But the interior angles, we're going to come up with a formula. I need to just pause. Three-sided shape, sum of interior angles was 180, or I might say 180 times 1. Watching? You need to watch now, girls. Four-sided shape, sum of the interior angles was 2 times 180. Five-sided shape, sum of the angles was 3 times 180. Six-sided shape, sum of the angles was 4 times 180. Now, look at the number of sides and what you're timesing the 180 by. 1 is 2 less than 3. 2 is 2 less than 4. 3 is 2 less than 5. 4 is 2 less than 6. So if I've got, so it has to be 2 less than the number of sides. So therefore, a polygon with n sides, so if it's got n sides, what's the angle sum? The interior sum of the angles equals something times 180. What's it going to be?
2 less than number
2 less than n. n minus 2 times 180. So we write it as 180 times, which is bracket, n minus 2. Okay? So the interior sum of the angles, it's 180 times whatever n is minus 2. So if n is 6, it'll be 180 times 4. If n is 7, it'll be 180 times 5. Does that make sense? Did you see how it was always, see here, number of sides, n is 6, it's 180 times 4. When n was 5, it's 180 times 3. So the interior sum of all the angles is 180 times n minus 2. You don't need the times symbol between the 180 and the bracket. So it's 180 bracket n minus 2. What is the sum of the exterior angles? Always.
180 times n divided.
No, it's always something. It's always 360. Now, so I'm going to write notes on the next page. And we'll do polygon. Now, polygon is a straight-sided shape, right, with n sides. The sum of the interior angles, we use the symbol S for it, is 180 times, or bracket, n minus 2. How do you work out the size of one angle? It's 180 n minus 2 divided by what? So it's that, the sum of all of them divided by?
N times n. Is it?
Just divided by how many sides? The size, if it's got 6 angles, you do that and you divide by 6. If it's got 7 angles, you do that and you divide by 7. So that's the sum of all the angles. If you want the size of one interior angle only for a regular polygon, provided all the sides are the same size, do you know what I mean? It would be whatever your total was for the sum of all of them divided by the number of sides. Does that? So if it adds up to 360 and you've got 4 sides, it's 360 divided by 4. But this is only for regular, I should put for any regular, but it doesn't matter. You can only work out the size of one angle for regular polygons. You can work out the sum of interior angles for any type of polygon, but if you want to work out the size of one angle, it's got to be for regular polygons only. In other words, it has to be like a regular hexagon, a regular octagon, where all the sides and the angles are the same. All right? Sum of exterior angles is always 360, whether it be regular or not. I'll show you in a minute. And the size of one exterior angle for a regular polygon only is 360 divided by n. So if there are 10 sides and you've got a decagon, the exterior angle is 360 divided by 10, 36. So sum of all the exterior angles is 360. Size of one exterior angle only for a regular polygon is 360 divided by how many sides? N equals number of sides. There is one other rule that I forgot. And it's the one that will help you the most. What does any exterior angle plus its interior angle next to it equal? Yeah. For example, here we go. If that's the interior one, that's the exterior one. Am I moving down too fast? So here's my shape. Doesn't matter how many sides it's got. All right? Can I move down or not? If that's the interior, that's the exterior. And always exterior plus interior or interior plus exterior is a straight line, 180. So sometimes in some questions you might think you haven't been given enough information, but if you know the exterior, you automatically know the interior. If you know the interior, you automatically know the exterior. If you know the exterior, you can work out how many sides. So we're just going to do a few different types of questions now, all right? That says find. Find the interior angle sum of an octagon. Octagon, what do you say? N is? 8 sides. Right, interior angle sum. Sum is 180 times n minus 2. So it's 180 times what? Times 8 minus 2, which is 180 times, got it? Which is 1080. Check it. You know why? Because 18 times 3 is 54. Double it, 108, and add a 0. Is it 1080?
Yeah.
Can someone check?
It is, Miss, I checked.
All right. So find the interior angle sum of an octagon. Octagon's got 8 sides. Interior angle sum is 180 bracket n minus 2. So it's 180 bracket 8 minus 2, which is 180 times 6, which is 1080. Now, I've asked for the sum, okay? But I might ask you in another question, find the size of one interior angle of a regular decagon. What does regular mean? Regular shape. Yeah, it's normal, or all sides are the same, all angles are the same. So, before you can work out the size of one, what are you going to do?
180 times
N is, what's N anyway? Decagon.
10.
10 sides. The sum of the 10 angles is 180 n minus 2, which is 180 times,
8.
so it's 180 times 8,
And then you divide
which
by
is,
8. Is 1,440.
so that's the size of the 10 angles, therefore the size of one angle is that answer divided by what?
10. 140.
So girls, you can apply the formula to get the sum of all of them, S for sum. Size of one angle will be that sum divided by 10, which is 144, or you could have just done it all in one step, or you could have just gone like this, 180 n minus 2 over n if you want, and do it all in one step if you want. So it's 180 times 10 minus 2 over 10. So you could have just done it in one step like that. All right? So you could have just done the sum and then the size of 1. But girls, you can only work out the size of 1 if it's a regular shape. Okay? Are we good? All right. Let me turn over. I'll just pause. Is it? Yes. Find the size of, one exterior angle of a regular decagon. So find the size of one exterior angle of a regular decagon. So decagon, how many sides?
360 divided by 10.
Yeah. Decagon's got 10 sides, n is 10. Sum of exterior angles is 360. Size of one exterior angle would be 360, what?
Divided by 10.
10. Now, without doing that, you could have looked at your answer to part 2, which was the interior angle of a regular decagon.
And times it by
If the interior angle is 144,
divided by.
what's the exterior angle? It's okay.
360.
Girls, what does interior and exterior add up to? Yeah. So you know how we knew that the interior one, that was a decagon, was 144? Or we could have done exterior angle is 180 minus the interior angle, which was 180 minus 144 from part 2 above. Do you understand? But it's only if it happened to be done before that you'd see it. But I'd rather you need to know the rule. It's just that sometimes when you think you can't do anything, now, okay, what we might do is keep it fairly routine today, fairly basic. And I'm not going to do any tricky ones until next week, till Friday, all right? So, if the exterior angle of a regular polygon is 18 degrees, find the sum of the interior angles. Now, what you might want to do first is write the formula for sum of interior angles. It's 180 n minus 2. So this tells you, geez, I need to find n. See, find the sum of the interior angles. Write down the formula. It's 180 n minus 2. That tells you I can't find it unless I find n. How do I find n? You've only got 2 formulas. Size of one exterior angle we know is 360 divided by n. You know that your exterior angle is 18 degrees. So 18 degrees is 360 divided by something, or 360 divided by that something is 18. If you're trying to work it out, you do 360 divided by 18. So over here, number of sides will be 360 divided by 18. You've got 20 sides. And now sum of interior angles is 180 times 20 minus 2, which is, what is it? 180 times 18 is?
3,240.
Now, if I ask you for the size of one interior angle, you could have just done, if I ask you for the size of one interior angle, it'll just be,
Divided by 20.
yeah, you could divide that by 20, or you could just do 180 minus 18
Or that.
is 162, or you could have done 3,240 divided by 20. You know, interior and exterior adds up to 180. Because look, if the exterior is 18, the interior is 162. I know that's tricky. So what we'll do harder